Hello everyone, sorry, first apologize for being late. I'm glad I'm here. A little bit about myself first. My background always been architectural. I got my first master degree in Tsinghua University with a specialty in historic preservation. So I spent 3 years follow my mentors, go to those remote villages and towns, do tons of field management and historic preservation plan. And then after that, I got my second master degree from University of Notre Dame with a focus on Western or traditional urban design and architectural design. And then after that, I'm currently working in HOK full-time as a project designer and part-time teaching at the Catholic University. Currently, my specialty and my focus area is sustainable design, high-performance design, and energy modeling. And the course I'm teaching at the Catholic U is also environmental design. So having said this, some of you might be curious why such a big jump or leap? Why such a mixed background? You can ask me later, but I can tell you, for me, from my eyes, my perspective, I can see the clear connection from historic preservation, traditional architecture, and traditional urban design, and the sustainable design. And I can argue this forever. So
I join you.
thank you. And all of this is really coming from my background, something always interested me, fascinated me, and also this is the topic I'm going to discuss today. I hope I can share with you all I'm interested. The topic I'm interested in is the relationship between social, cultural sustainability and the built environment. So today what I'm going to discuss is the scholar of facial culture and its impact on traditional Chinese urban city-town planning. So first of all, who are a scholar of facial? It sounds really strange name, right? So scholar of facial had earned the academic degree by passing the rigorous imperial examination, and they have dominated the politics of traditional China from Sui dynasty until 1911. As a class, those scholars presented the morality and virtue. Although they received no official salary and were not government official, but their contribution and the cooperation were very much needed and respected by district magistration when they're talking about governing the local area. So those social scholar officials reserve Confucian, meanwhile also worship Buddhism and Taoism. Literati and the Taoist exchange were very frequent. During the course of development of traditional Chinese culture, Taoism has been impacted by those scholar officials. Some negative elements, such as witchcrafts, were gradually abandoned, and positive ingredients, such as the pure character and assertion, has been integrated into the Taoist. At the same time, the scholar of facial culture and the philosophy of built environment was also influenced by the Taoism. The spiritual understanding of nature and the balance of nature and man-made environment has become the dominant principles when those scholar of facial class start planning a city or town or a village. This word. Something really dear to my heart. This is my hometown. The major reason for selecting Nanjing is that because the city epitomized the interaction between scholar of facial culture and the traditional urban development. Nanjing is a historic city which was constructed according to a set of Confucian philosophy and the Taoist methodology. The city claims a past due back to late 6th century BC. its urban growth and development, even till now, has been regarded as a physical continuation of this historic construction. So, therefore, the interaction between inhabitants of Nanjing city, no matter it's old or new city, and the existing urban environment, provide a very appropriate context for our today's discussion. Okay. To illustrate one of the important concepts in Taoism and in the scholar of visual culture is the whole universe is one state, including living and dead. Ming Shao Mausoleum is the very appropriate sample. Ming Shao Mausoleum situated on the southern slope of Purple Mountain, and this mausoleum is a resting place for the first emperor Zhu Yuanzhang, who founded the Ming dynasty. It dates back over 600 years and cover about area of 2,970 hectares. It embodies the ancient city planning principle and the settlement layout for the living and the dead shall join together peacefully, as well as represent the core principle of Taoist, natural and the man-made world as one unity. The mausoleum itself is made of two major sections, the sacred way and the mausoleum itself. The sacred way is about 1,800 meters long and decorated by this type of stone carved animals all along the way. So this sacred way leads the people from the very active entrance located in the urban area and directly into the central area of mausoleum, which is embedded in the nature. And the mausoleum itself includes the gateway, the tablet hall, a pavilion, which composed of a man-made small pocket park in the natural surrounding. So you can understand the intricate relationship between man-made world in the natural surrounding and the natural surrounding actually within the bigger man-made environment. And the mausoleum's layout represents the typical scholar official's garden house design. It not only functions as a resting place for the dead emperor, and also it's played a key role in terms of providing vibrant public gathering, public sacred place for a lot of important civic events. The social order is a physical phenomenon which can be reflected in the spatial order of the physical elements. In traditional Chinese cities and vernacular Chinese house, the models of relationship and the social hierarchy upheld by the Confucianism can be read. On the urban scale, the Nanjing Old City layout has shown a mixture of central hierarchy culture and a local system. Located in the region with innumerable of roads, the Nanjing Old City followed the basic format of a gridiron road network, yet with modification to fit the small canal network to form a distinct dual network system. This dual network system composed of a regular pedestrian and a small canal way. The communal space, the streets in the old city. The communal spaces by the Confucian temple, which you see on the screen, never intends to constitute a Chinese version of those civic squares, civic plaza in Western world. It is concerned with the distinctive Chinese concept of communal space. The communal space in the traditional Chinese city concept should be pertaining to a certain kind of social institute. Typically, it's a school, a public school. So as to expand its existence and meaning. So behind this temple, actually, there is two institutions. One is public school, and the other is the formal examination place, hold the imperial examination for almost the entire country. So with this, the Confucian Temple as the central traditional communal space in Nanjing Old City has been a perfect example to explain this concept. The Confucian Temple is located in the southern part of Nanjing Old City, just like the Chenhuang Temple in Shanghai. Probably some of you already know. The Confucian Temple is also very busy traditional bazaar all through the ages, with shops and different activities going on all time, and attracting people from different walks of life. And you can see on your lower right corner, this is the people celebrating the Chinese New Year in the plaza, in the square, in front of the temple. And today, in today's Nanjing, the areas in proximity to the temple has become the central commercial district where locals and visitors would make it a destination for various purposes. So this is that was the first case sample. The second case is a Xingye village. It's a smaller scale. Choosing this Xingye village as the second case due to its authentic and unique integration and interpretation of how man-made built form can seamlessly blend it into the natural environment. The Xingye village is located in Nanxi River region. Nanxi River region is located in Yongjia County of Zhejiang Province in the southeast China. Yeah, southeast China. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its scenic landscape and a very unique scholar official culture imprints. At the end of Tang Dynasty, quite a few scholar official clans moved to Nanxi River region from the northern city due to the disappointment of political suppress and the value system clash with the imperial clans. So what they also brought the Confucian morality together with the essence of Taoist to this remote region at that time. The moral value and the belief in harmony with nature has been presented in the village layout and architectural language. The intellectual properties and the moral value of those scholar officials brought blended into the local vernacular agricultural culture, together form a very unique subculture under the Taoist, which we call the farming reading culture. In Xingye village, there are 16 ancestral hall altogether, and those are important place-making symbols and hierarchy organizers. Cluster of individual neighborhood are organized around those ancestral hall. And what you see, it's this ritual they do celebrate for different events. The villages can be divided into 3 neighborhood hierarchy levels. The Ming Street from the first level, which connect all those 16 different ancestral halls together. And it reflects the scholar officials' strong belief in connecting with tradition and respecting the past. To penetrate the housing block from the Ming Street, instant would generally lead people to a lane or alleyway. That constitutes the second level of the neighborhood. The third tier comes to the dwelling units, in which the courtyard is the common place. The smaller courtyard similar to this ancestral hall. The courtyard is the common place centered by a cluster of individual buildings that, on the other hand, turns out to be a personalized and a private extension of living quarter of those ancestral hall courtyard. The scholar official ideology encourages closeness to nature and promote the natural peace over the urban bustle. So the village dwelling scholars has created an illusion of the natural tranquility in small but deliberately designed the private garden, private yard in their courtyard house in the Xingye village. What you see here is the outside view, and this is a type of typical architectural decoration and language they do. The private house, private garden created by the scholars, dwellers living in the Xingye village illustrate a long-standing aesthetic code derived from the Taoist thinking, which is the central to visual identity of traditional Chinese vernacular culture. The code embeds the people's preference towards their desirable environment, which is closely related to their cosmologic view and human-nature relationship. So this is the two case study, two samples I want to share with you. The conclusion, I don't have a definite conclusion, but some lessons I want to draw from here is in today's urban development in China, to sustain the historic continuity of traditional urban fabric, there's a tension. Of course, we all know from the fast-paced modernization, there's something missing in terms of intelligibility and intimacy to people, whether it's in China or elsewhere. In those standardized, modernized urban fabric, no matter it's in China or in other places, the missing elements can only be found from the traditional urban fabric and the principle which bring out those fabric. Those design principle has embedded and intricately relate to the cultural imprints. In China's case, it's Taoism, and in Southeast China's case, for example, Nanjing City or Xingye Village, that is this scholar official cultural imprints. So what I'm trying to argue for is, even with the distinction of the scholar official class, those cultural imprints, those good urban design elements and the principles still can be continued, carried on to used in the modern city planning and design. Okay, thank you.